Good evening, everyone.
Hi, this is Gordon.
Hello, Gordon. Hello, Sean here.
Hello, and it's Sean. It's me, Derek.
Hello, Derek. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Yes, loud, clear as a bell.
Excellent, fantastic. Gordon, you can hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Fantastic, brilliant. Okay, we've got a few callers in, and we're just about to start, I think, so a few more to come in.
It sounds like when
I'm
I
on
speak,
charge.
there might be a little an echo.
You have, well, we'll put everybody on mute shortly. Everybody to come on the call.
Hello?
Hello, who's that?
Oh, this is Annabelle. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Annabelle. Hi, how are you doing? Good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Great, excellent, excellent. So we're just waiting. I don't think Jeff's on the call yet.
Okay.
I'm on, Sean.
Are you there, Jeff?
I'm here.
Fantastic, brilliant. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is ask everybody to, apart from Jeff and, of course, Gordon, to press *0 to mute your call for the moment.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Marion speaking.
Who's speaking?
Marion.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Mariette.
Mariette.
Oh, Mariette. Hello, Mariette. Very good.
Hello.
If you can put your call to mute by pressing *0 for the moment. You also can press *0 to come back on as and when.
I must, 0.
Press *0 to mute the call.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Anybody new on the call?
Joe? Yeah?
Yeah, okay. If you can just press on your phone just to put your call on mute for the moment.
Press what, sorry?
* and then 0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, hello.
Hi, this is me, Lima.
Hi, Lima. How are you doing?
I'm fine. And you?
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, we have a lot of people on the call. If you can put your phone on mute for the moment by pressing *0, Lima.
Shall I do it now?
If you can, yeah, that'll be good. *0.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we have other callers who are on the call, but if you can press the mute button, that's *0, please. Just for the moment. Any more new callers on the conference call? Nope. We're gathering numbers all the time here. Okay, I think we will commence the call.
Yes, you would.
Just bear with me a moment. Good. Well, hopefully we can all hear the call, and I'd like to welcome you all on the Team Astra call Monday, 23rd of February 2015, and we are very fortunate indeed to have two veritable stars in our business and in the industry, and that's, our number one earner, distributor, franchisee for Juice Plus, that's Jeff Roberti, and his famous business partner, Gordon Hester, who will be also joining the call and will give some insight into our business. Hello, if you're on the call, who is that, please? Anybody that's on the call other than Jeff and Gordon, if you can please just press *0 to mute for the moment. Thank you very much. So, yeah, without further ado, I'd just like to introduce you to Jeff Roberti, our number one distributor for Juice Plus. Well, his story goes almost without telling, but I'm sure he will enlighten us all, particularly for the newer members of Team Astra. Jeff, are you there?
I am here.
Fantastic. Okay. Had a worrying moment there. So you're definitely there. How are things in Sarasota?
Things are very nice here in Florida. Things are great. Nice weather, great time of the year.
Yeah.
And Gordon and I both are excited to be on the call. And I think Gordon's going to start, and then I'm going to close it.
Fantastic. That sounds brilliant to me. Well, Gordon, we all enjoyed our last call with you back in, I think it was in November. So we were looking forward to further insights, and obviously you have some great thoughts about our industry and where we're going with Juice Plus at the moment. So we're very much looking forward to hearing what you have to say this evening.
Well, Sean, thanks for having me. And, Jeff, it's always great to join you on a call. It's fun to do one together.
Great.
Last time I was on the call, I got a chance to talk a little bit about what's going on. And since that call, there's been a lot of things changing, certainly new lessons to learn. I wanted to the call tonight and sort of spend a little bit of time covering what we call best practices. So if you understand my role with Jeff and the work I do with the company, I'm involved, whether it's leadership coaching or whether it's involved in company issues, of trying to help figure out what works best. We call this best practices, and of course, the goal is that if we can figure out what works best and we can teach it and put it into systems, then everybody can have more success. Really started this journey about 2 years ago, and the target was the U.S. market. So at the time, we had been sort of in a 6-year flat period, although we were having lots of new people getting into the business. We had lots of excitement. We were certainly developing leaders. The sort of net result of what we were doing was we weren't growing our customer base. Our sales were flat. Our distributor base wasn't growing. And obviously, these aren't the results we wanted. And we picked the U.S. market because it's literally over half of the global market we have. So it's our biggest market, and we wanted to get things right there. And what I'm going to share with you tonight is a little bit about the lessons we learned and what was created. And what's going to happen is you're getting ready in Europe to get this system. We call it the mission-driven business model, or just the mission-driven model. As Dan Holtzman said the other day, we're not MLM, we're MDM. We're mission-driven model. That's our business model. And what we ended up doing was building a simple model that sort of did three things. We know it can produce results because we saw what it did in the U.S., but it really does three critical things that are important to simplicity and success of our business. The first is it gives us a picture. We began to understand when we were talking to leaders all over the world that everybody sort of had a different idea and a different concept for how our business worked and how our business model worked. And we felt it was important to bring as much simplicity to that as we could. And then, of course, once we understand the simplicity of what the business looks like, the next question was, what's the best process to work? So if we're going to succeed at making this business model work, what process gives us the best opportunity to do that? What lessons can we apply into a system or a process so that we can get maximum results and have the most success possible? And then the third part was, even if we have a picture and we have a process, we still saw that there was a lot of confusion about what was the best path to build a successful business. How do I end up with a business that looks like Jeff Roberti's business? That's the path I want to go. So we began to put these things into three simple pictures. So what I want to do in my time period is walk you through these pictures. You guys are going to get an advanced picture of what's going to be introduced in Birmingham, what's going to be introduced in Madrid, and what's going to be introduced to Frankfurt. So you're on the Fast Start program with this and getting information that a lot of people don't have yet, but this is something that's going to become sort of the way and what drives the transformation and the growth of Europe. So let's start with the picture. So the first thing that we understood about our business model is that we have to live the mission. And we use that term a lot now, and there's really two parts to it. So living the mission, obviously our mission is to inspire healthy living, starts with you. And we found that the people that were constantly living a health journey, constantly being engaged with our culture, these were the people that stayed engaged. These were the people that were getting results. These are the people that had discipline in their business. And we got back people to starting their business with literally starting their own health transformation. And one of the lessons we learned was for years we taught the importance of building a product and a business story. And the reality is we need to sort of change that, and instead of teaching a story, we need to be talking about the story we're pursuing, because to have good discipline, we need to be pursuing a new health story, and we need to be pursuing a new business story. So living the mission became the term we put around that. And of course, I said it started with a health transformation, but part two of that was culture. You know, when we began to look into our business is so much more than just products. You know, we're a home where people change behavior, where people find happiness, where people build relationships, where they find a sense of purpose, where they contribute to something. This is what living the mission is, the business side. You know, I always call this is the mental health part. You know, how many people want happiness and freedom and to make a difference in the world? Our culture has all that. You know, it has growth, it has contribution, and we have to honor both of these things. And we know the more you live the mission, the more successful you're going to be in the business. That's step one of our business process. Step number two is pretty simple. We just find others that want to do the same. So we find people that want to have health transformations, and we find people that are looking for a home to have all their needs met in life. And the more successful we are at doing this, the more successful we are at prospecting, the bigger we grow as a company, the more sales we have, the more customers we have, and more important, the more people we touch and change their lives through our mission. So once we do this, there's only two alternatives. The first alternative is that we keep customers. So we know that people that join our mission, the large percentage of them simply want to be a customer. And it's really important that we honor this. I always tell people this is what separates us from everybody in the network marketing business. We are an end consumer-driven business model. We believed going in that if we built a great enough product and a great enough culture, we could have the large percentage of our sales actually be from end consumers. And right now, that percentage globally is over 80% of our business is repeat business from customers, not distributors buying products. And this is the foundation of our business, and there's been a whole lot of focus on getting better at this. You know, this is kind of part two of the story. And then, of course, we know the other thing that can happen is, in addition to keeping a customer for life, we can invite people to join in the business, in the opportunity to kind of lock arms with us in helping us inspire healthy living around the world, so we create teams. And then what do we do from there? So think about the process. We live the mission. We find others. We make sure we keep people and customers because that's the foundation of our business. And when somebody wants to join our team, all that we do is go right back to the beginning and have them start living the mission. And what we found is this is the simplest picture, the simplest understanding of the way our business works. So we can take an example of a market. You know, we can look at, like we had one market where we were out of balance for our business model. And what out of balance was we had a lot more team than customers. We had kind of gotten away from the foundation being a customer base and a growing customer base. And it was much more about team and new volume and incentives and acquisition volume, all these things. And I will tell you, that was a market that in a 6-month period had the largest drop in their customer base that we've ever seen in 21 years. Now, it wasn't because people weren't excited. It wasn't because we couldn't get team. It's because we understood that a team without customers turns into an inactive distributor. And it's really critical that we understand that our business always is about building a growing customer base. And when teams join us, that's what we have to get them focused on, not just recruiting to recruit. This is sort of a formula. We have a term for this in our industry. It's called empty recruiting, and it doesn't really result in anything. So you got to understand the business model. So the next question that brings me down to the process. We ask, you know, working the best, and this is where the care funnel was born. So working with this girl, her name was Renee O'Neill, and Renee was stuck in her business and out to me for coaching, and I got her focused on shifting her business process, getting away from incentives, getting away from fast tracks, and driving her business to good customer care. And from this coaching, about 5 months together building this care funnel, her entire business transformed. So she doubled her qualifiers, her check exploded, she had 90% retention, her distributor recruiting was never stronger. She was recruiting more distributors from her customer base than she ever had. And all of that was because of the process she built. And this process called the care funnel, now we call it the mission-driven process, is the process that the company brought in-house. This was the process that every leader that used it had a different level of success. People that were stuck started growing. People that were growing started growing faster and with more stability. So this became sort of our default process. This became the way to do things. And I'm going to walk you through what the process is because it's really, to me, very common sense. So step number one of the process is we live the mission. We always start with our health transformation, and this is what we know creates discipline. And we always want to drive this as the first step. And then what do we do when we live the mission? Even if that living the mission is that you're coming in for a cultural reason, like maybe you want to make more money or maybe you want to have more time freedom, that all is part of living our mission too. But step number two in the funnel is we always get customers. So our business model is driven by getting customers, and that's the first step. Once we get customers, the next step is we get to know our customers. You can't imagine that we actually went through a 6-year period where customer care was part of what we do, but it lacked so much focus compared to getting new people that we didn't even have the leaders reaching out, asking their customers why they got on the product or asking distributors why they joined the team. And we began to teach that, listen, you have to know your customer in order to understand their expectations to fulfill them. And we built systems around that. And then the next part of it was we introduced one simple change. And you're going to find in Europe that one simple change is going to become a movement. It's a really simple principle, and it's based off of behavior. And that principle is this, that if we want change, and we want people to embrace change, which, by the way, we have to do with our mission, inspiring healthy living isn't just about products. It's about consumers making better choices, and us being involved in that process. So if we want to invite change, what we know is the harder we make change, the less people do it. So when we see all these systems that are out there, and there are many great systems out in the Juice Plus world, one simple change was different because what it did was it let the consumer choose one thing that they were willing to work on, and then have that be their change along with taking their product, because we learned from the UK that when we tie rules, behavioral rules to products, it creates a more meaningful experience for the consumer. And the simplest way to do this was one simple change. And what was amazing, and Renee was the first one that sort of had the results that I followed, almost every customer she had made the same choice. And that same choice was just to drink more water. And all of a sudden her customers were coming back saying, this Juice Plus is amazing. I've never felt this kind of energy. I'm losing weight. I look good. I'm getting good compliments. I have so much energy. I'm sleeping better. And they didn't even realize that, of course, the product plays a part in that, but so did the change. So did drinking more water and hydrating your body. And what we began to realize is that one simple change was magical because it made change easy. It was fun. It was simple. It never ends. So one simple change over here is a 30-day program. You do one simple change, and then you pick your next one, for the next 30 days. But if you think about it, when in life can you have perfect health where you can't make another choice to get healthier, to inspire healthy living with yourself? And because of this, one simple change is a continuity program. It's a journey that we take people on, not an event like a 30-day program or a 14-day detox. It's much more powerful than that. And then what we've begun to realize recently, and we haven't really talked a lot about this, we're beginning to understand that one simple change isn't just about product. How many people could change their life if they made one simple change in their business or one simple change in their life? This is almost behavior 101. Embrace whatever change works for you and focus on this and develop and grow. And, as Jeff I'm sure he'll mention, growth and contribution is two spiritual needs. We have to create growth, and one simple change has been a great way to do that. Now, once we get one simple change, it's always to engage our customer. We learned that the most important component of retention is the relationship between the distributor and the customer. And the more we're engaged with the customer, the more we will keep customers, and even more important, the more we will begin to have customers want to join us in the mission. Right now, the reason recruiting is so successful isn't because we're driving recruiting, it's because we're driving customer engagement. And when the customers engage with us, we then organically get into conversations with them about the business. So recruiting actually works better this way. And we thought engaging with customers initially as adding people to user pages and Facebook, but we know it's much more than that. People are doing text groups and WhatsApp groups and all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, the engagement of your customer is a critical part of keeping your customer and having customers turn into teams. The next part of it is, other than getting them engaged, we have follow-up, but we don't just call it follow-up. We call this 5-star follow-up. And the reason we put that in there is because we wanted to put a standard along with the concept. We wanted the people to understand that in our culture, what we do follow-up better than anybody because we want to do a better job earning relationships than anybody in the marketplace. And this is what 5-star follow-up was. And we built these incredible follow-up systems. You guys are going to have them too. And the Juice Plus effect was tied to this, and we began to have surveys and learn more about our customers. And piece of the puzzle was what this all produced was a raving fan customer. So now when this was all put in place, instead of having a customer base that wasn't growing, we have a customer base that's exploding. You know, kind of like when I look at the distributor and customer base, our distributor recruiting is growing over 40% of what we used to have as a target, and it was very rare that we hit that target, maybe 2 out of 12 months. And we're having months now where our new acquisition of customers, our new AROs, is actually double to what we had in prior months. So, you know, business is booming, and we're creating raving fan customers, and that's why we're having stability. And then the final part of this, the path. So we have to get people to understand our business model, and our business model is 3 simple steps. If you follow these steps, I can promise you there will be unlimited success for you. The first step is you have to qualify your business with a customer base. And I will tell you, this is a major challenge all over the world. We have become so focused over the years on getting new volume, we fail to realize the importance of keeping the volume we have. What we know when we study the data is that people that have qualified businesses with a customer base stay in our business. People that have large qualified businesses have huge stability and huge growth in their business. And this is step number 1. So it doesn't matter to me if you want to pursue an incentive. It doesn't matter to me if you want to pursue a fast track. It doesn't matter to me how fast you want to go. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, your first step in having a long-term stable business is to have a qualified business with a customer base. And when you get it, this is what you have to keep and build on. So we encourage this as step 1. The one exception to this is we have a group of people that are wholesale buyers that love our product and want to buy it at a discount, so they're family fan people. We always want to honor those people. We don't want to push people. We want to kind of embrace them where they're at. So these people that are wholesale buyers, you know, they're only a small part of our business. They're not the majority of our business, but we want to honor that. We want to keep our DDs. You know, we want to keep these people in the system. And when they light up, when they engage, when they see something more, then we can get them into the journey of starting to qualify their business. Step 2 in the path is once they qualify, now it's go for POB. And what POB does is it not only builds on qualification, but it's the part of the process where team gets brought in. This is where we start to develop team, and we start to teach our team the same thing that we did. We got to build a qualified business. And then, of course, when we do this and we get on POB, when we have stability in the business, and then ultimately, what do we do after that? We chase qualifiers. The more qualifiers you get that are following this path, the more stability and growth you'll have in your business. We look at people, for instance, that chase titles. You know, so NMD is a good example. There's a great title that people have. But we find a lot of NMDs that aren't following this program, that aren't building a qualified business, and then going to POB, and then constantly increasing qualifiers, especially by building new width. It's just not about depth. That when they continue to do this, these are the NMDs that continue to grow. But the NMDs that aren't doing this actually have businesses that are performing under an NMD level. And the reason is because they're not following the simple path. So I share this with you because you guys have an advantage. You get to see this before everybody else. And I will tell you, if you really want to get your business booming, there's only two things you need to start with. The first is you want to embrace one simple change. You want to get on it. You want to pick your simple change. You want to get your customers on it. You want to get your team on it. And you want to create as much visibility and engagement as you can. The more people are sharing stories and their journeys, the more it's going to build excitement and fuel the movement behind one simple change. And we know it works well, we know it's fun, and we know it's easy. And then the second thing is start making the first focus to qualify your business. I can tell you that in Europe, if you guys never recruited anybody else and you simply focused on qualifying your businesses, the only problem they would have in Basel is keeping up with the growth of your business. So when this now becomes the foundation, when we talk about starting with a solid customer base, getting a team that's doing the same, and now getting all the possible team we can to repeat that process, now we have a great business model. So hopefully this is giving you some perspective about how our business works, what process we know works best, and what path you need to follow if you want to have a really large business. And speaking of really large businesses, I guess this gives me the chance to turn it over to the master, to turn it over to Jeff. Jeff and I have been working together for, my gosh, probably longer than some of you on this line have been alive. It's coming up on 25 years. Jeff's a legend in the industry. He certainly is a legend in our company. He's been number one globally since the first year he started in the business. What's amazing about Jeff's business to me is it's not a story of just a great journey that started. His best 4 years have been his last 4 years. Last year was his best year ever. Not only was it the biggest income year, but it was also the biggest increase we've ever had in a year. And the reason I share that with you is because I want you to understand the power of the knowledge that Jeff has, what he's done with it to create these results, and the wisdom that he can provide to help all of you grow. So on that note, Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Gordon, and outstanding job. I was sitting over here just taking it all in, and Gordon, your role and what you've been doing with the company, as far as working very closely with the company, with company issues, but with your role with working with the leaders out in the field, and the documentation. I'm a big believer in documentation beats communication. And the documentation is there. What's going on with the growth here, especially here in the United States? We had a record summer, which typically we have a bit of a dip in the summer, and we even had record sales going right through the holidays, even through the Christmas, New Year's holidays. I mean, just unbelievable 2014. And just to touch on a couple things, Gordon, that you said that just makes so much sense. I mean, if we all step into our common sense corner for a minute, when he's talking about it starts with you and you living the mission, I mean, common sense would tell you it's really hard for you to go out there and for something with passion, with congruency, with conviction. I'm a big believer it's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say. When you're living the mission, when you start with your own transformation, and I like the fact that it can be not only your health, relationships, happiness, growth, contribution, purpose, meaning, but when you start living the mission and you start working, with your own personal transformation, others will want to follow you. You've got to inspire you before you can inspire other people. As you grow, your business grows. And then to get other people who want to do the same and to focus on building a growing customer base just makes all the sense in the world, because we want to build it on rock, not sand. You want to build it on a solid foundation. And like Gordon said, what separates us from everyone else in the industry is over 80% of our sales go to end consumers. People take the product stands on its own. the merit, the value of the product without being involved in the business. And I'm a big believer that you retail to recruit. Your best distributors are those customers that become raving fan customers that love the product, that are passionate about it, they're passionate about the mission that we're on, and they want to share this with others. So, stepping up and building that growing customer base, qualifying your business with a growing customer base, focus on building those relationships with your customers. I'm also, it's not about the money, it's not about the incentives or the position or about self, it's about the daily method of operation. The focus on this one simple change, living the mission, building a growing customer base, getting to know your customers. I believe that, fall in love with your customers, not with your business. The fortune is in the follow-up. You retail to recruit, you have this 5-star follow-up, and as you build those customers, as you build those relationships, your positions and your money and your growth in the business will happen naturally. You'll be able to build a long-term, stable business. And let's face it, that's what all of us on the line here tonight want. We want to build a business that we can go ahead and put in the effort, work it over a period of time, and get paid tomorrow off of what you did yesterday. You can build residual income where people keep using the product consistently month after month, year after year, and you build something on rock, not sand. So, Gordon, I don't know what else to say, but what you shared with embracing the one simple change, sharing the results, building a growing customer base, qualifying your business with customers. That's what I would close with is this. You shared with everyone that January was my 28th year with the company. I'm on pace to cross $100 million in earnings as a distributor here in the next few years. The last 3 or 4 years have been the biggest years ever. And here's what I'm here to say tonight, from Gordon and I both, is the best is yet to come. The best years are ahead of us, not behind us. We're just getting started. So my message or my call to action to you tonight is this. Get off this phone, tear up that list of excuses, and you say, okay, this is my chance. It's my turn now, and follow this system, this proven plan of action, this success formula that's tried and proven that we have laid out for you here tonight. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Sean. Gordon, thank you. Outstanding information and great call.
Brilliant call. I mean, I feel very privileged to hear from you guys. Also, the fact that you've given us all that advanced information, which I was hoping was coming, and certainly I got an insight from when we went through it in Memphis, of course, with the launch of the funnel and so on. I know how successful it is. It's so solid. And to hear that from you, Gordon, absolutely perfect. You put it in such good perspective. So we've got an amazing opportunity, and I can only say, thank you guys. We're all very grateful you've come on the call, and we look forward to also seeing you very soon. We've got Birmingham. I know you're not coming to Birmingham, but for those that will be in Sacramento, I know there's a few of us heading there. We look forward to seeing you there, of course. Maybe even Frankfurt, who knows what. But I know, Gordon, you're coming over here, aren't you, to Belgium shortly, and we'll be appearing on the 22nd.
I am right after Frankfurt. Yeah, right. I think Sunday after the Frankfurt conference.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, we're certainly aiming to be there with the team, certainly that are over here in Holland, Belgium. I think there's an NMD meeting as well at the same time as well. So we're going to be there and looking forward to seeing you. As obviously, guys, we just want to see as much as possible. Brilliant. We know it's all about the future, and the success is just awaiting us. I'm just ready to rip it all up now, I tell you. Very excited, very excited. I think we're all excited. I think we've got too many people on the call to have any actual questions at this moment, but so I think it just suffices to say, again, thank you for being on the call, and we're certainly looking forward to the next one.
Sean, I'll go ahead and email you over a picture of what I covered tonight, so you have it all on one page for the team, so you guys are ahead of that too.
That is wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Gordon, and thank you for that. And thanks again, Jeff. Much appreciated. Super cool. Speak to you again soon. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thanks very much. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.